Namaste, friends. We'll begin in a bit. Just going to chant for a little bit. Just remind forces to support our sadhana. Om Gananantva Ganapati Gum Havamahe Priyanantva Priyapati Gum Havamahe Nidhinantva Nidipati Gum Havamahe Vaso Mama Aham Jani Garbhadamatvam Jasi Garbhadam Om Nanaratna Samagyutam Muktahar Vibhushitam Swanasam Asanam Charu Ritartam Pratigriyatam Om Samukascha Kadantascha Kapilo Gajakarnakaha Lambodharascha Vikato Vignanasha Vinayakaha Dhumraketo Ganajaksho Balachandro Gajananaha Dvapashatani Namani Yahapate Chinuyadapi Vijarambe Vivahecha Praveshe Nirgame Tata Sangame Sankate Chaiva Vignastasha Najayate Vignavali Kutaraya Shri Ganadhi Pataye Namaha Vakratunda Mahakarya Surikoti Samaprabha Harinam Kurume Deva Sarvakayesu Sarvada Shuklam Varadidam Vishnum Shashivanam Chatubhujam Prasana Vananam Daye Sarva Vigno Kushantaye Babaste Sham Jayaste Sham Kutaste Sham Purajayaha Yesham Vindivarashamo Hridayascho Janardanaha Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha Om Maharupaya Namaha Om Kalkalaya Namaha Om Kripa-nidaye Namaha. Om Jata-dharaya Namaha. Om Kailasavasine Namaha. Om Kavachine Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi Sarva Rishta Sushantir Bhavatu. Okay, friends. Thanks for joining this evening. Wonderful to see everyone here. Some of you may be familiar with the format of this, say, newer class, but it's a little bit of a flip, if you will, of asana, breath, and meditation. We start this class with our sadhana. So we start with our breathing practice and our meditation. And in the meditation, I include the attributes of what we'll discuss after meditation, and then we do our asana to try and seal the evening. And so, with no further ado, I'm going to make my way back to my asana, to my seat, and I invite you to get comfortable in your meditation seat. We have been practicing some intermediate pranayama, the 4 purifications, and we're going to deviate a little bit from that this evening and really try and induce kind of a higher framework, if you will, of pranic energy in our pranayama practice here this evening. So take a moment and just get comfortable, as I will, too. Let the eyes just gently close here and feel the core of the body, the pelvic area, just descend into its seated position. So allow for a sense of stability to appear, a sense of comfort and ease. So make any adjustments to the position. And then maybe roll the shoulders up and back, and allowing the torso to broaden, the heart to lift some here. And take just a couple of really peaceful diaphragmatic breaths here, some belly breathing. And then allow, as you exhale, the body to release and to soften. Through the stillness of the physical form, there's this movement one may discover into a more subtle dimension of time and space. It's this inner traverse into the realm of spirit, into the realm of consciousness and her attributes. Let's begin our sadhana by joining our palms at the heart here in Anjane Mudra, named after the mother of Hanuman for her devotion to Shiva and her prayers in the forest. And we'll chant the mantra of Om, the cosmic vibration, the primordial sound. We'll do this 3 times. Just gently release the breath here and then take a full inhale. And another complete inhale here. And then one final inhale. Linking fields of perception, let the thumbs draw to the forehead. And taking a moment for the inner guidance of the spiritual vision. And just gently float the hands down to the knees or thighs. At first, let's just keep the palms open to the sky and just take a few moments here for deep rhythmic full yogic breathing. So this little reminder, if this is new, initiating the inhale by extending the belly, and then expanding the ribs, and then completing a full inhale as the chest, the collarbones broaden and the chest expands and lifts. And then allow for a bit of a kumbhak at the top of the inhale. We know this is breath suspension, so it's a little different than, say, holding the breath. We get to the top of that inhale and continue to filter some remnants of air into the lungs, prana into the cell body. Very slow and gentle exhalation, very, very present and peaceful. the breath just gently warmed up, completing this practice with your next exhalation here. And we'll begin our pranayama practice with Nadi Shodhan. We know this is nerve cleansing practice or alternate nostril breathings. Again, as a reminder, folding the index finger and middle finger into the palm, extending thumb and ring, hand to the face, elbow lifts, chin stays aligned with the sternum, belly button. And just begin the practice by closing the right nostril and inhaling through the left, the full yogic breath. We know this practice. Getting to the top of that inhale, pause again for a bit, and then exhaling when you're ready, closing the left nostril, releasing the breath through the right. And then a little pause at the bottom of the breath, and then a full yogic breath in. And getting to the top of that inhale, we know lift the ring finger, thumb closes right, exhale left. Let's continue this practice. What's happening to the subtle body in Nadi Shodhan is you're inhaling pranic energy through both Ida and Pingala Nadi. That pranic energy is first traveling through the crest of the third eye of Agni Chakra. And then it filters straight down the spine to the very base of the spine to Muladhara Chakra. And that's all on the inhale. And then as you exhale, that energy is released back up into the third eye. One can begin to trace this pathway with your awareness. So as you inhale, visualizing the pranic energy going through the third eye and then traveling down the spine to Muladhara, pause there and concentrate at Muladhara. And then as you exhale, flash the awareness into the third eye, tracing the pranic energy into the inner regions of your conscious awareness. Just continue the practice. Stay with it. Stay committed here. On your next inhale breath, with your awareness at the base of the spine at Muladhara Chakra, after watching the pranic energy go down the spinal column, internally chant Hum Saha, Hum Saha, Hum Saha. And then releasing the awareness back into the third eye with the inner sound of Om. So as the breath is being held in and your awareness at Muladhara, Hum Saha, Hum Saha, Hum Saha. And then as you exhale, intone the inner sound of Om in the third eye. And then with your next exhalation, complete this side of the practice. And just take a moment here. Just feeling the effects of the practice. And then we'll move to our left hand. And so fold the index finger and middle finger of the left hand into its palm, extending thumb and ring. Close now the left nostril with the thumb, and when you're ready, inhale through the right nostril. Full yogic breath. Tracing the pranic energy down to the base of the spine, holding the breath. Hum Saha, Hum Saha, Hum Saha. And then switching the fingers, exhaling, flashing the awareness to the third eye and chanting internally Om continuously. And when you're ready, inhaling through the left nostril, full yogic breath, tracing the pranic energy down to the base of the spine, holding the breath, Hum Saha, Hum Saha. And when you're ready, closing left, exhaling right, flashing awareness to third eye, Om. Continue the practice. And by exhaling out the right nostril, now complete the round that you're on. Releasing the breath by modification. Just take a moment here, letting the practice integrate. So our next practice will be Mula Bandha. And again, I know we practice this. If it's new, the Bandha means lock or seal. And while we're using the physical body to create the seal, it's essentially an energetic seal that we're trying to navigate. With Mula Bandha, what happens is with the inhale, we take a full inhale and then we actually squeeze the area of the anal sphincter, but then up inside the column of the colon where this place is called Ganesh Nadi. And that is actually the place of Mula Bandha. What happens is it reverses the downward flow of prana energy from the inhale and redirects it back up towards the third eye region. So when you're ready, we'll be taking a full yogic breath on an inhale, holding the breath in, and then squeezing into the column of the colon. And just focusing on the third eye. And then gently releasing the breath, and then you can relax the bandha. That's considered one repetition. We'll do this as time permits. If you've already started, that's fine. I'll guide us through the first one otherwise. So exhale your breathing completely here. Take a full yogic breath so the belly extends, the ribs. Squeeze the anal sphincter area and then suspend the breath in and concentrate on the third eye. And then when you're ready, there's just a gentle exhale and a releasing of the bandha. And then just continue that practice on your own here. One may feel a warmer temperature rather in the body, and that's a normal response. And then one last repetition here. We'll complete this practice. Just feeling the effects of the practice. Our next practice will be Jalan Harband, the throat lock. This is done on an inhale retention, and after that full, complete yogic breath inhale, we release the chin into the hollow of the throat, lift the sternum, and if you'd like, kind of draw the corners of the mouth up to help support closing of the glottis. This reverses the upward flow of pranic energy, and so let your inner drishti, the inner gaze, the point of focus, then be at the very base of the spine, Muladhara Chakra, or so. We'll do the first one together, so full yogic breath, inhale. Hold breath in, release the chin down, lift the sternum, draw the corners of the mouth up, focus on the base of the spine. Lift the chin and gently exhale. Just continue the practice on your own breath, duration and things. Just continuing. Jalan Harbanda, cloud holding water. do one final retention here, one last round. Just feel the effects of the practice here. Make any adjustments to your seated form in preparation for dharana, concentration, dhyana, meditation, listening, and reflection. So allow your awareness to draw inward into a sense of stillness here. Letting the breath relax. Om Maharupaya Namaha. Om Maharupaya Namaha. We bow to the one who is the great form. And sense of being and non-being. Om Kala Kalaya Namaha. Om Kala Kalaya Namaha. We bow to the one who is time after time, the arising of time and the subsiding and the arising. The universe going through phases of manifestation and dissolution, abiding in an unmanifest state, and then arising again. Om Kirpa Nidhaye Namaha. Om Kirpa Nidhaye Namaha. We bow to the one who is the giver of grace. We bow to the one who is the giver of grace. Om Jatadharaya Namaha. Om Jatadharaya Namaha. We bow to the one who wears matted hair, a symbol of Vairagya. a symbol of dispassion. Om Kailasavasine Namaha. Om Kailasavasine Namaha. We bow to the one whose abode is Mount Kailash. We recognize that cosmic attunements exist on the planet, and we align our vital forces with those portholes of cosmic force. Om Kavachine Namaha. Om Kavachine Namaha. We bow to the one who is the armor of protection. In a potent way, Spirit is a refuge. Om Maharupaya Namaha. Om Kalaya Namaha. Om Kripa-nidaye Namaha. Om Jata-dharaya Namaha. Om Kailasavasine Namaha. Om Kavachine Namaha. Om Maharupaya Namaha. Om Kalakalaya Namaha. Om Kripa-nidaye Namaha. Om Jata-dharaya Namaha. Om Kailasavasine Namaha. Om Kavachine Namaha. Bringing hands to prayer back together at the heart here. The chanting of one Om together. Om. Namaste, friends. So just gently return to the breath and make any movements of the body that you find suitable. So much gratitude for our shared exploration of the attributes of the Mahat, of the cosmic mind, of the mind of Shiva and Shakti. And this is part 3 of what I anticipate to be many parts that we'll explore in this journey together. One of the processes that we're engaged here in this practice is listening and reflection, and then also, if you will, taking the time to record, if you will, these attributes, and then take the intervening, couple weeks between each, each broadcast to then put these, say, in some form of a practice of your choosing. And so, as many of you know, there is a list that I then send out these attributes, so you can do that, kind of homework on your own, if you will. So the first is Om Maharupaya Namaha. And we bow to the one who is the great form. So in the teachings of yoga, there's this concept of gate gate para gate parasangate, if you will. And it's describing, this, if you will, this great beyond, the beyond, and the great beyond. And then, as I mentioned in our meditation, being and non-being is also another description that comes up in this context of the description of what we know as Paramashiva, if you will, the great being, and which is non-being. And that is really the closest way that this has really been described, the great form of all, if you will, as being and non-being, where it's something that has the sense of an entity in a non-existent state. And it's trying to help us understand that the perception of the pure conscious principle exists in such a refined realm of capacity that it lacks the, if you will, the attribute of definition. And so where we go with this possibly is then the quality is such an abstract quality that we have to create a paradox in the mind, so the mind doesn't create too much of a definitive definition of an attribute, so then it can move into a very spacious nature versus something that has that's bound. That's very important. And then Kala Kalaya Namaha, we bow to the one who is time after time. The implication of this, as I mentioned, is referencing the cosmic cycle of, coming into being, existing, dissolving, and then going into the state of if you will, the pradhana, the unmanifest state, the emptiness. And I say that word specifically because I sent out an email this week about the workshop that I'm doing at Karma Yoga, and it's going to be on pradhana, the empty state. And then the remanifestation of the universe, which then includes the quality of time being reasserted. Next would be Kripa Nidhaye Namaha. We bow to the one who is the giver of grace. And what I would say about that in my personal experience is that is absolutely an essential feature of conscious revelation. Is that there is a collaboration between, if you will, our practice and our intentions and the grace that is gifted from Spirit. And then Jata Doraya Namaha. We bow to the one who has matted hair. And we've talked about in the past the possibility of what is necessary, if you will, to shift the ability of our perception into a more spiritualized realm. And one of those qualities is vairagya, is dispassion. And it's not necessarily, and this is where one might say, feel that there's a, if you will, a denial of life or a denial of existence. And it's not that at all. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with shifting how your mind, penetrates into the world or penetrates into spiritual possibility. And if we don't find this place where then we're giving a seed, a bija to the mind to attend to the spiritual world, then it just won't. And one of the mechanisms of that is dispassion, vairagya. And Shiva, with the matted hair, was essentially dispassionate about how he appeared in the world. It didn't matter to him. He was dispassionate about the quality of his appearance. Didn't matter. And then Kailasavasine Namaha. We bow to the one whose abode is Mount Kailash. And there's a couple of things with that. The first is that there are ley lines of the planet that we know that hold potent spiritual force or cosmic force that energetically supports the process of actualization. That's a real thing. And Mount Kailash is considered to be one of the centrifuges of the planet. And the second is that Shiva was a resident of the mountains. And one of the reasons is that in the mountains, and Babaji said this, he said, it is best to do sadhana in the cold. There's a sense of crispness, a sense of clarity in environments. And we know that to be true. And in the high mountains, there is a sense of clarity and crispness of the quality of mind. And then finally, Kavachine Namaha. We bow to the one who is the armor of protection. And it's inviting, essentially, if you will, a refuge. And when one explores that idea a little further, the idea of refuge, one gets into this space where there's actually a surrender. We surrender ourselves into the arms of protection. And this is an internal process. And it's a process ultimately that allows for the asmita in us, the ego in us, to begin to be released, for it to subside. That's how that works. So thank you, yogis, for your support and patience here this evening. We'll do a little bit of asana. But if there's anyone that is not in the Girija Sangha Sadhana group that we have on Messenger, please make yourself known here in the comments, and we'll try and get you added to that, to that group. And it's just where I send out a recording of the chanting and also a written description of all these, these attributes. So I'm going to go ahead here and transition to our asana practice that we do, just to try and, integrate our experience here, and also work with the body before we go into a more lucid state of sleep. So come off of your seated, position here, and just make your way into, tabletop here, all fours like I am, and then just begin to rotate the hips. I'm going to set a little music on for our evening enjoyment. And just kind of feel into that. Moving the hips, moving the body. Feel free to make it organic in any way that's suitable for you. I'm going to turn down the lights here just a little bit. And then from this, say, neutral tabletop position, just, bow the heart to the earth here, forehead to the earth. Breathe. Always feels like that's the practice of pranidhan, the practice of surrender. And then gently inhale, float on up, and let the hips then gently release to the earth here. The gaze can go to the horizon. Breathe here. And then the inhale breath. And exhale, lift the hips back into this half down dog pose, puppy pose. And then you can inhale and float back up, hips release. You may have connected to one or more attributes, and maybe bring that into the practice here. Bow to the one who is the great form, to time after time, to the giver of grace, to the one who is dispassionate, to the cosmic forces of the planets, and to the cradle of protection. And then coming into neutral position here, let the left hand drift under the face, and I'll take the right hand to the sky, spin the wrist, breathe deeply here. Inhale, breath. And exhale, thread the needle here, shoulder ear to the mat, left hand to the top edge, hips drift to the right, Seal the twist here. And then inhale your breath. And exhale the left hand underneath, ground it, float the right, and release it down. We'll switch. So right grounds under the face, left floats, breath deep, wrist can spin. Inhale, and exhale, thread the needle through. Now right hand reaches, hips left. And inhale, breath. Exhale, right hand underneath you, ground it, float left. So reverse that. And then back to neutral here. And then take the hands off the mat to the right side. Inhale, breath. And exhale, arcing left side body, forehead, earth. And just breathe deeply here. And gently inhale, float up, and we'll switch. So hands off the mat to the left side. Same thing. Inhale and exhale. Arcing right side body, forehead, earth. Breath deep. Peaceful movements. And then gently inhale, float up to neutral position here. And then I'm just going to spin around, extend the right leg out to the right here. And then hips drift back and come onto the forearms here. Just breathe. And just breathe very deeply. And then gently inhale, foot up to neutral. And now the right hand under the face. Inhale, take the left hand to, or actually the other way. So left hand under the face, right hand to the sky. Oh, and then that right hand to the sacrum. And just breathe here. Inhale, breath. And exhale, release to neutral. And we'll switch. So extend the left leg out, toes forward, hips back, forearms. Again, catch our balance and just breathe. Pubic bone, we know, is tracking back, so the pelvis is anteriorly rotating. Again, breath is deep. And then coming to neutral, right hand grounds, left arm reaches to the sky. Stay with the breath. Inhaling and exhaling back into a neutral position here. And from here, extend the right leg behind you. Tuck the back toes under, so a little stretch of the calf and Achilles. And when you're ready, float that right leg hip height, and then bend the knee and then work the foot to the sky, and then lift the heart a little bit. Breathe. And then ground that right hand firm and just sweep the left arm behind you and capture the foot. Squeeze the foot to the buttocks first. So it'll stretch the quad, and then kick the foot into the hand. And just breathe here. Stay with the breath. Inhale, breathing. And exhale, release to neutral here. And then we'll switch. So left leg extends. Toes tuck under on the mat. When you're ready, float that left leg, hip height. And then bend the left knee, work the foot to the sky. Lift the heart here. Squeeze. And then balance, left hand sweep, right arm behind you. Capture the foot, little squeeze to the buttocks. And then kick the foot into the hand. And just breathe here. Stay with the breath. Inhale. And exhale, gently release to neutral. Hands plant, knee grounds. Inhale. And then exhale, child's pose. Just take a moment. And then gently inhale, float up to tabletop, and we'll meet in down dog here. You ready? Take any time for movement, anything that might feel good for the body here. Yeah. Just breathing deeply, staying with the form here. And we'll gently meet in a forward fold at the top of the mat. So a little stir of the head, maybe grabbing opposite elbows. A little movement with the torso. And just stay with your breathing here. And then half lift, so Ardha Uttanasana, half lift here, inhale breath. And exhale, just gently fold here. And again, inhale, half lift. And exhale, fold. And then one more of these, so inhale, half lift. And exhale, fold. A little bend in the knees, and then send the left leg back into a lunge for a moment, and then just ground the left knee, and then bring the hands to the right knee and just come on up here like so. And just put a little pulse into the front leg knee, allowing that left hip flexor to open. Then gently just take the arms to the sky. Let the palms face forward here. And just really reach the tips of the fingers and begin to let, the shoulder blades kind of pierce into the back body. So those upper ribs, heart lifts that way. And then inhale, breath. Exhale, hands to prayer heart, and then we'll twist to the right, sinking armpit to knee. And just gaze over that right shoulder. Breathe into the belly here, though. And bow to the great form. Inhale, breath. And exhale, soften the twist here. And then inhale, straighten the front leg. Toes pull up. We'll stretch that right hamstring. We bow to the one who is time after time. Kalaya Namaha. And then a little bend in the knees here. Walk the hands forward, open the right knee, and then lift the heart so the pelvis will naturally sink that way. And then float the right hand here, breathing. And bow to the one who is the giver of grace. And then bending the left knee or capturing foot or ankle here. Breathing. Heart opening. Grace flowing. Inhale, breath. And exhale, release the foot. And we'll step back into down dog here. Just take a moment for that. And then we'll bend our knees and left footsteps, left hand, and the right knee releases down here, hands to the left knee or thigh and sink here. And once again, just pulsing into this front leg knee, that right hip flexor open. And then inhale, float the arms up. And we bow to the one with matted hair, to the one who leads with dispassion. Breathing. Inhale, breath. Reach. And exhale, hands prayer twist to the left here. Armpit to knee. Gaze over the left shoulder. Breathe into the belly. And then inhale your breathing. And exhale, soften the twist here. And then straighten the front leg. Toes pull up. And then bow over the extended leg. We bow to the one whose abode is Mount Kailash, the porthole of the earth, its cosmic force. And then gently bend the front leg knee, the hands walk forward, left knee opens, left heart lifts, pelvis sinks. We'll discover breathing and then ground that right hand float, left. Breath. And then bend now the right knee. And we bow to the one who is the armor of protection. Inhale, breathing. And exhale, gently release. And then let the back foot step now to the top of the mat, forward fold here. And then half lift here, but peace fingers to the big toes. Shoulders move away from the ears. Inhale, breath. And exhale, engage the biceps and just pull down into the forward fold. Let the weight kind of track towards the big mountain. Toes just a little. And then inhale, half lift. Hands mid-shins. Pull a bend the knees, cactus the arms. And then just float to standing. Just take a moment here. Put a little sway in the body. Reach to the sky. Spin the wrists a little bit. Inhale, breath, reach real tall. And exhale, float the hands behind you. Interlace the fingers here. Inhale, breathing. And little bend the knees. Exhale, the hands at the hips, folding forward. The hands and arms come over the head. Inhale, breath. And exhale, release hands. And gently step back into down dog here again. And then take the right leg hip height. Pause there. And then take the leg higher, let the hip naturally spin open, work the foot straight to the sky initially. And then bend the right knee and just track the foot over towards the left. Breathe here. And then straighten leg. Exhale, release it down. And then we'll switch. So left leg, hip up here, pause. And then take the leg higher, hip spins open, work the foot straight to the sky. Bend the knee. Breathe. Inhale, breath. Exhale, release the foot and leg down. Inhale, breathing again. And exhale into child's pose here. Just relax. Breathe into the belly. And then come to stand on the knees. So come on up here. We'll stand on the knees, preparing for Vistrasana. I know this is camel. So hands to the low back here, elbows kind of track towards one another. Heart is lifting. Toes can spread. Core stays active, so belly to the spine. And then maybe if it's in the posture and your capacity, the hands can release to the heels here. Or just keep the hands to the low back if that's suitable. Heart keeps lifting. Belly button keeps tracking to the spine. And then gently hands to the low back. And then the knees separate as the hips release to the earth. And then the hands extend long. And gently bring the forehead to the earth here. Breathe. And then we'll draw up to tabletop. And then simply, let's make our way to our backs from here. A moment for a flat back, and then hug the knees into the chest. A little rock side to side. Massage the spine here. And then ground the feet. Grab your block or a blanket or a pillow. You know what we're doing here. Place the block under the sacrum, the hips lift. And then let the shoulder blades kind of scoop underneath you towards the spine. So we create a really broad top chest. The collarbones are broad, palms turned up. And then just first walk the legs out long here. Really reach them past the edge of the mat. Belly button can track to the spine here in a little experiment. Just relax the body. Let it just soften into the block, into the support. And gently here, a little bend of the knees. We know straighten the legs to the sky. And we'll gently begin to unwind here. Let the knees bend and the feet go to the earth or block. Move to pillow, flat back. Knees hug. And we'll extend the legs in preparation for Shavasana. Get comfortable, but we'll do our breathing retentions here as we do. And so extend the legs and feet roll open, palms turn up, and then first exhale the breath, and then inhale your breathing and hold the breath in. Slowly and silently exhale. We'll do one more of those, but we'll pooch up the belly as we hold the breath in. So exhale and then take a nice big inhale. Hold the breath. Pooch out the belly. Slowly and silently exhale. And breathe into the belly. With each exhale, let the body let go more and more. Awaken into awareness here, into the breath. Just add a little bit of movement to the body. And stretch and gently, come to the left side and pause for a moment. Just make your way to seated. One last moment for integrated experience here. And just bring hands to prayer and just sharing my gratitude with y'all for joining this evening and being committed more to your practice and advancing understanding and experience. And just thank you so much. Namaste. Hoo-wee. All right, friends. Thank you for the journey here this evening, and so wonderful to see you on the stream and explore these practices together. And again, I'll send out the list and the recording. Here I've already actually got the recording completed and things, and so I'm a little bit ahead of it. You're very welcome, Lori. Remember the whole Venmo thing and all that. And I think Karma Yoga will have the workshop posted here. So if that's of interest to you, make sure and get signed up. And you're welcome, Gretchen. And yeah, I feel like, we just have to continue to keep loving peace. Love, peace, friends. All right, be well.